More than 100,000 people gathered outside the Legislative Yuan on Friday night as protests continue over a set of bills proposed by the KMT and TPP. A nonprofit legal reform NGO says the bills, which would grant investigative power to the legislature, had passed a couple readings without following normal procedure and could violate constitutional rights. The Executive Yuan says that it may ask for a constitutional interpretation of the bills, while the DPP says it may seek to recall KMT and TPP lawmakers.
Opposition KMT and TPP lawmakers have been pushing through bills to expand the powers of the legislature, triggering backlash from the ruling DPP and the public. Over the weekend, roughly 100,000 people joined a protest in Taipei against the passage of initial readings of the bills without public consultation. President Lai Ching-te thanked protesters and reiterated the need for procedural justice.
在议事上，应该要尊重程序正义。
Procedural justice should be respected and illegal voting disallowed. As the president, I have the responsibility to give affirmation to every member of the Legislative Yuan who is abiding by the proper procedures. I want to thank everyone who is bravely standing up for the protection of democracy.
However, in the face of the controversy, KMT legislator Wang Xiaoling condemned the DPP caucus's attempt to bring proceedings to a grind. She believed that lawmakers who have grievances to air should propose an interpretation of the Constitution.
They can request a constitutional interpretation, but they shouldn't be using procedure to constantly boycott and delay bills' passage. That's very much the wrong way to go about things.
当司法都有缄默权的时候，
The right of silence is written in the law, and the Legislative Yuan is not so powerful that it can require people to respond. So this is a bill that violates human rights and the Constitution.
Part of the draft bill put forward by the KMT and TPP would make contempt of the legislature a criminal offense under the Criminal Code. The Judicial Reform Foundation has expressed concern over the proposal, as well as the opposition party's failure to adhere to normal legislative procedure, and has called for the parties to halt the bill. There have also been calls on the internet for the opposition party's legislators to be recalled.
Every recalled legislator is one less legislator, and they will end up with a smaller pool of lawmakers to pass bills. Recalling unfit lawmakers may be one avenue that we explore in the future.
While protests continue over the proposed bills, the Executive Yuan has said it may apply for a constitutional interpretation.